Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new with me today, my name's Andrea and I'm currently losing weight following the Slimming World plan. Today is Monday the 7th of February and this is a weighing update. So if you have followed me for a little while, you'll know that every Monday I go to group and I weigh in. Class starts at 10 o'clock and I have to admit I really do enjoy going to group. It's local to me, so very convenient. It's nice and early, 10 o'clock. It's not too early, but it's early enough that I don't have to hang around. And I love my consultant. She's absolutely fab. She's amazing, really motivates you and gets you spurred on. And I've got loads of friends there as well that go. So it's a really nice little social event for me. It's my hour and a half of a week where I'm just me. I'm just Andrea. I'm not mum anymore. I'm just Andrea. I leave the kids at home with my hubby because he works shifts, so it works out perfectly. And yeah, I just go and I switch off and I have my brew and I catch up with everyone and I really do treasure it. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that bit because that's not what you're here for. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over my past week and then I'll let you know my weighing result, whether I've gained, maintained or lost this week, and any plans for going forward as well for next week. Or should I say this week, because this week is obviously Monday. If you've watched my vlog from the 31st to the 4th, my what I eat in a week, you'll have seen absolutely everything that I've eaten. I know I've not got my vlog up for over the weekend as of right now recording this, but I'm going to go home after here and I'm going to make sure that I get that up. It will only have Saturdays on because I filmed Sundays. Everything was on plan, but I think Alana's got hold of my phone and deleted that footage, unfortunately, because she is a little tinker. She can get into my camera settings no problem. She is, honestly, she's a little genius, that one. But I'm not going to talk about that now. I'll talk about that more in that weekend vlog, and again, it won't be too much. It'll be just like what's happened and what I've eaten and stuff. But yeah, going back to last week, if you caught that vlog, you'll have seen that I have managed to stick to plan the whole of the week. Excuse me if my lips are a little bit blue, but I am absolutely freezing in this car. So I am going to make this quite quick. Yeah, so I've stuck to plan. Not had any issues. I've not had any events that have cropped up. I cook a lot at home anyway, so doing cooking doesn't really affect me much. It's not like it's a chore or anything because I do actually really love to cook and I love trying new things. So that's been a bonus with sticking to plan. The downside is that, again, if you've caught my vlog, you'll know that my oven has been broken this week. The filament on the inside of the oven, where it's actually like the heating unit near the fan, I think the heat of the oven has warped the little element. So the elements ended up being a bit twisted. No idea how it's happened. I can only assume when the fan's spinning, it's managed to mold it into a different shape over the heat, because I do use my oven like all the time. And then I think the fans caught it and broke it. So yeah, that means that doesn't work at all. So it just trips the whole of the electric every time you try and switch the oven on. It just trips it out because obviously it's a hazard with being an electrical unit and heating. So yeah, we need a new one of those, but I'm still waiting for it on order. So hopefully my husband can fix it. If he can't, he's quite handy like that, but if he can't, then it means that we're going to need a whole new oven, and it's an integrated oven as well, oven and hob in our kitchen, because we just got everything absolutely fitted. When we moved into our house, we ripped out the kitchen, we fitted everything new, ripped out the bathroom, we did everything to the house. So I'm hoping that we can fix the oven, otherwise, yeah, that's not going to be pretty that we have to buy a new oven, but anyway, fingers crossed. So yeah, so I've not had an oven, so I have been quite restricted with what I could eat last week, and obviously this week going forward until this part's delivered. So you'll have seen that I have eaten quite carb heavy over the past week. You know, I've had stuff like all yummy food and all on plan because I've been making sure that I've stayed within my sins, healthy extras, and plenty of free food, speed food. But you'll have seen that I've eaten stuff like quesadillas, kebabs, a lot of pasta, a lot of rice, a lot of chips, just a lot of stodge. But like I said, I have always made sure that I've got plenty of free food and speed food in with it as well. Which every day I've felt really bloated. Really bloated. I've gone to bed on an evening and then woke up the next day feeling still quite heavy, quite bloated. So I have been concerned the whole of the week of how that's going to affect my weight loss this week. So that's been niggling in the back of my mind. And so much so that I was planning on doing a really robust menu plan this week, really having a good think of what I can use kitchen appliance wise in the house to have a week where I'm not as carb heavy. So I'm still tinkering with that. I've managed to menu plan for today and get that out of the way, but I am still tinkering with that just because I keep changing my mind on what I fancy. That's the problem as well. I think Mother Nature's lingering in the background somewhere. I think she's going to rear her ugly head soon, and not long giving birth means that my cycle's still all out of whack. Sorry if TMI. So I keep changing my mind constantly, and I'm craving those carbs, so that doesn't help either. But yeah, once I've made my menu plan, and I'm planning on finishing it off today, I'll pop that in a separate vlog. So if you're interested, you can catch it, and if you're not, then you can just scroll by it. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. So yeah, so that is how the week's gone. Same with over the weekend. I've still eaten carbs over the weekend as well, because like I said, I had it in my head that today, Monday onwards, is going to be the new clean week of curbing the carbs, not getting rid of them or doing an SP week or anything like that. I was considering doing a couple of SP days, but not an SP week by any means, because that's just not maintainable for me. But yeah, definitely curbing the carbs. So where was I up to? Honestly, you can tell I were up so many times with Kobe again last night. He woke up every 2 hours. It was like he was a newborn again. I mean, he's only 13 weeks old, but it was like he was a newborn again. And my brain's just not in gear at all. 1 second while I try and find out where I was up to. Sorry about that. So yeah, I was basically saying about what has impacted me over the last week and what I need to do going forward. So yeah, carbs, curbing, tick. Oven, broken, big cross. We'll see how we get on with that. Menu plan. Obviously, I'm going to share that with you guys once I've thought it all through properly. And I also need to make sure that I am drinking enough. I drink Pepsi Max like it's coming out of my ears, which I know is really, really unhealthy for me. I am fully aware of the health implications of drinking artificial sweetener until it's coming out of my ears, but it's just something that I can't seem to kick whatsoever. So yeah, I need to make sure that I reduce that. I'm not going to give it up because I love my Pepsi Max. It's my little crutch, it's my little sweetness, and I do think it keeps me on track with Slimming World, because then I'm not craving other sugary stuff. But likewise, I need to just curb it a bit, and I need to get more fluid intake. And while I was pregnant, I didn't have any issue with drinking copious amounts of water. I mean, I'd carry a 2-litre bottle around with me all day, and I'd just drink the whole thing and then fill it up and drink it and fill it up and drink it. I had no issues with drinking water when I was pregnant, which was strange. It was like it was one of my cravings, which was amazing. Except for since I've given birth, and I actually went off of Pepsi Max as well. The fizziness just irritated my indigestion. Whereas since giving birth, the Pepsi Max has come back with a vengeance because it doesn't affect me anymore, and the water has left. So I do need to make sure that I up that, because I do know that if I'm not drinking enough fluid, then I'm just going to retain water instead, which isn't going to help the scales at all. So yeah, so I really didn't know what was going to happen when I went to weigh in this week, because it could go one of obviously 3 ways really. Could have put on, could have maintained, I could have lost. I just really didn't know. I just knew that I had stuck to plan, but my plan probably could have been better. You know, maybe. I don't know. Because I stuck to plan, so really it shouldn't need to be better, should it? So yeah, I've gone to group. Everything crossed, as you do. Getting on that scale, you always feel really, really nervous. I've not had a cheeky weigh-in or anything like that, so extremely nervous. And sometimes I do have a cheeky weigh-in. I've got some scales at home and I might just see how I'm getting on, but I do know that if I see a good number on the scales, then I get my hopes up, and then if I go to group and it's a different number, you know, like worse off than what I was expecting, then I'm really downhearted. So I don't like to influence myself like that. So recently I haven't been cheeky weighing. So yeah, like I said, I really didn't know what I was gonna be faced with when I got on the scales. So I went to group, stood on the scales, and I did manage to lose. So I was very happy, because if you remember, last week I lost half a pound, which wasn't amazing, but I did have an off-plan night because it was my husband's birthday, so there was cake involved, there was McDonald's involved, all the yummy stuff, and then I didn't restrict myself for the rest of the week. I stuck to my sins and everything like that. So I did manage to lose. I only went and lost £4.5. £4.5. What the beep, 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 beep. Yeah, £4.5. I nearly fell off the scales. I just genuinely could not believe it that I've lost £4.5. Here's me thinking that I'm doing loads of damage by eating plenty of carbs with every meal, even though, again, I know I keep saying it over and over again, I sound like a bloody parrot, even though I stuck to plan and I had my speed food, and I was within my sins. But yeah, £4.5. Never expected that at all. Ridiculously happy, obviously. Who wouldn't be? So yeah, it just goes to show that even though I had all the carbs in the world, that if you do stick to the plan and you do make sure that you have plenty of speed food, that it works. It does genuinely work. Because, again, going back to another promise that I've made, which I've not mentioned up to this point and I've been meaning to, the 10k step challenge, I've not managed to stick to that either this week, because the weather here, I don't know what it's been like by you guys, the weather here is horrendous, like freezing cold. I'm freezing now. You can see on the sunroof that it's raining, and it's just constantly raining. I've got little babies that I was going to use as an advantage to get myself out and walking, but I've not been able to because I can't drag them out in this. Likewise, I can't go out in this for a couple of hours to get my steps up. So I've only got pottering around the house. So the maximum I've been able to do all week is just a couple of thousand. Like, obviously not overall the whole week, but, you know, each day, because I am just limited. Even doing fitness videos in front of the TV and stuff, with Kobe being how young he is, I can't, again, it sounds like an excuse, and it probably is an excuse, but it's a true life reflection. I can't be away from him too long until he starts fussing that he wants me again. So I have found it really difficult. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have to, I mean, obviously I've not stuck to it this week. I've not been able to, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have to knock it on the head, this challenge. If I can't commit to it properly, then I don't want to do it, if that makes sense. I do want to do it, but I don't want to do something half-assed, basically. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it properly, and I'm going to commit to it properly, and I've not been able to give it the commitment that it deserves, that it needs. So I think I might have to knock that on the head, and then maybe a month late, and then come March, when the weather improves, hopefully Kobe's not as clingy, and then pick it up then, and hopefully I can do it then. So I'll keep you posted with that, but every day's a new day, isn't it? So I'll just trial and test that. So anyway, yeah, going back to weighing, sorry, that was a really long-winded explanation about the step challenge. So yeah, £4.5. I don't know what else to say apart from £4.5. And do I need to look at my menu for next week? Can I still have all my carby things that I want to have? Maybe. I do think, just for the bloated factor, I mean, I've not had, again, TMI, I've not had any issue going to the bathroom, so it's not affected me having all the carbs like that. I'm still on track with that. But yeah, I think I am going to have a few days where I do have my pastas and my kebabs and things like that, thinking of my result that I've had, and just see how we get on. But then for the bloated side of things, I am going to make sure that I up the water, which will help, and that I do maybe have a couple of days where I'm not as carb heavy, just for a comfort factor, not for a weight loss factor, which I thought I was going to have to do it for that reason. So yeah, super chuffed, £4.5. Like I said, I cannot believe it. So I'll just show you my book so that you can see. So you can see there all my different weigh-ins. and then the bottom one, £4.5 off today, which gives me a total loss of £1.5 stone. So yes, that means I got my Stone Award. Whoop, whoop. Sorry. So super happy about that. And then icing on the cake, I even got Slimmer of the Week. So really happy. And there's the back of my book now. My OCD means that I have to have everything in line. So yeah, really happy. I'm now under the next stone bracket, and I'm so happy with that. I know I did plan on losing £4 on last week's weighing video, but as much as I planned on it, never expected it, because you don't, do you really? Not that you doubt yourself, but maybe you do. But yeah, I'm now 15 stone, 12.5 pound. So I'm now in the next stone bracket properly, because last week I'd lost £0.5 pound and I was 16 stone 3. Now 15 stone, 12.5. So I'm officially in the next stone bracket, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm going to stop jabbering on, because I'll just keep reiterating, I'll just keep going over and over the same stuff like a parrot. And I'm going to love you and leave you all. I'm going to get myself home, make myself a nice brew and some breakfast, because I've not had anything to eat yet today. And I never do. I always just get up and go to group and weigh in, because it's at 10 o'clock, so it's like super early, so it's fine. And I don't get up until 8 o'clock anyway, so again, it's absolutely fine. So yeah, I'm going to go home and do that. So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't caught my other vlogs, make sure you do catch them. I'm going to pop on my what I ate over the weekend, or should I say what I ate on Saturday, for Alana being a little tinker. And I will update you all with my week's menu plan going forward. And we'll see how next week pans out. And hopefully, I don't expect to lose £4.5 pound, but if I can aim for 2, that's what I'm going for. So get another couple of pound off, and I'm getting closer and closer to shifting this blubber, definitely. So yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to my channel, it would be amazing if you could, and I will catch you all in the next vlog. So take care guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.